today I'm going to be testing out the last palette from the Beaute Paradise collection, and this is the Slice of Paradise palette. If you guys want to know what I think about this palette, then just keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. Do you think I overdid it with the outfit and the makeup? Do I look too peacocky? Actually, don't answer that. So the first shade I'm going to go into is Flamingo with the tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to tap that above my crease. We're just tapping that, not blending it out yet. Okay, now we're gonna go into Passion Fruit and basically tap that on in the same area, just slightly below Flamingo. Again, same thing, just packing it on. I'm just trying to avoid the eyeshadow touching my lid as much as possible. I'll explain why in a bit. Okay, now I'm just gonna lightly blend the edges out. So now I'm gonna go in with Macao. I feel like you have to say that word as a bird. Macao! So at this step, what I would usually do is grab a tapered blending brush and that blue and put that right below that orange. But I tried this look out like 5 different times, and this was the best way I could make the colors pop. So instead of blending that out, I'm just gonna draw that blue above my crease. I tried out my normal technique, adding that blue with a tapered blending brush. But when I tried to cut the crease with a concealer or a white eyeliner, it was never thick enough to cover up that blue, so you could always see a bit of that blue peeking through. And if you don't want to draw a line, you can always grab makeup remover and just erase that blue. But makeup remover kind of burns my eyes, so I can't do that. So instead, I'm just going to try to make it as clean as possible and draw the blue line on. I'm just going to grab a winged liner brush and draw that above the crease. And see, if I blended that out right there, it would still kind of make its way towards my lid. Even when I tried to cover that up with concealer or a white eyeshadow base, you could still see it peeking through, and it completely ruined the colors that I'm gonna put on my lid. Okay, and so now for a white eyeshadow base, I'm going to be using Inglot's number 76. I like using a white base instead of concealer when I'm doing rainbow colors because I really feel like the white really makes it pop. I'm just going to grab a Sigma smudge brush and just paint this on below the blue. I'm just going to tap off the excess. Okay, now I'm just going to grab a Sigma E55 and the color Daffodil, and I'm just going to pack that on in the inner corner. So I'm just going to fill in the rest of that white with the color Fruit Dove. You can also add Peacock as a third color if you want, but I tried that out and I didn't really like the look. So again, just tapping off that excess.
We make the same mistakes we always made.
I'm just gonna softly blend those two together. See how that's just a little bit better than this with the just straight line down the middle. Just gonna grab a pencil brush and that dark blue shade and just add that to the outer corner. Okay, so now I'm going to take Honeyberry, that purple color. Originally I was going to use that purple color instead of this blue, but it was just so patchy. So I'm just going to use just a little bit of that to blend out that blue. I'm just going to be using a really small blending brush. This is the Sigma E36. See, I don't know if you can see, but that's basically how that purple blends out. It gets really patchy. See, that purple is just not working out for me. All the other colors are fine except this purple. Okay, we lost some of that orange, so I'm gonna go back in with passion fruit. And another thing I found when I was testing out this palette is that I kind of had to avoid some of the colors from touching each other because then it would get really muddy. Like it didn't really blend smoothly together. It just became really muddy when you put the colors together. And I never had a problem with that with my other like rainbow looking palette. But that's one of the problems I have with this palette. Okay, going back in with Macau. And this time we're not going to blend out that blue. We're just going to tap it on so that line is really sharp. See, I feel like just that purple and orange mix just made it really muddy. Okay, so for the lash line, we're gonna first go in with Bluebell. And after Bluebell, we're gonna go back in with Macau. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with NABLA's Dazzle liner in Crystal and just draw that right in the middle, kind of above that green. I'm just going to use a really tiny eyeliner brush to be more precise. Oh, whatever, let's just bring it all the way in. I suck at these, but like they kind of look similar. I'm going to be using Inglot Gel Liner number 77. I'm just going to create like a little wing so we look like a bird. Just like that. Okay, so for lips, I'm debating on whether I want to look like a happy, fun, colorful peacock or like a grungy, emo kind of peacock. Let's do the happy peacock. So this is LA Splash's Spring Break. This is a gorgeous color, but this formula really sucks. It kind of feels like you're just putting glue all over your lips. The lighting's kind of washing it out. It's not this neon blue. It definitely looks better in person. But yeah, it's making it really like light neon blue in the camera. Okay guys, so final thoughts on this palette. No. You can get way better colorful eyeshadow palettes like this for cheaper and that has better pigmentation and blends more easy than this. I do not think this is worth the $35 price. I had to keep playing around with this look. I tried out this look 5 different times, changing brushes, changing techniques, changing concealers, and I don't want to have to work that hard for my eye makeup to look good. Because with my other colorful palettes, I just need to do it once and then I'm done. But with this, I had to play around because the colors weren't looking good together. They got really muddy. The shimmers were also not showing up that well, but they weren't patchy like the Paradise Fallen palette. They just were not showing up. I had to pack on a lot of layers for it to show up. The mattes were okay. I really didn't like the yellow because I really had to pack that on. I don't have that problem when I use my other colorful eyeshadow palettes. But this was one of the reasons why I had to keep changing my brushes and techniques, because this wasn't showing up when I used my regular brushes and my regular techniques. And this purple was really patchy. I tried it out with this purple, but this was also pretty patchy and it was also pretty hard to pack on. But yeah, the mattes were fine blending wise, but packing on wise, not so much. I would use Paradise Fallen's purples over this purple. So yeah, with all the palettes, I don't think this is worth it. You're better off with Cariti's matte palette. That's basically all I use when I want a bunch of color. And these colors are all consistent. They all work the same, they all blend the same, they all pack on the same. This is a consistent palette and there is just more color options, and this is only $30 and I know they have discounts all the time. Or if you don't want that palette, then you can get Juvia's Place Zulu palette. This is also a rainbow kind of palette. These colors are really vibrant and like I said, they're all consistent, they all work perfectly, and I know this is really cheap too. So if I had to buy the palettes again, I wouldn't buy this because I really think these are enough. These are all I use. So I kind of wanted to see how this performed. I also probably wouldn't have gotten the Paradise Fallen palette because if you saw that video, this did not work well. If those shimmers worked perfectly fine, then I would definitely buy this palette again. And you know what's funny? This is the order of how I thought I would love the palettes, and what do you think happened? What do you think happened? Now it's the complete opposite. Now I love the pink one the most, and then the red one, and then the colorful one, and then the purple one. But yeah, I just found that really funny because that's the order I thought I would love it, because I'm not a big fan of pink. Purple's my favorite color. I love my rainbow palettes. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. So overall with this collection, I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10. This would definitely hands down be a 10 out of 10 if all the eyeshadows were consistent. And I don't think I have any kind of problem like that when it comes to my other palettes. They're all consistent. I don't have a palette where I'm like, oh, this color doesn't work as well as the others. So that's a big reason why I don't give this a 10 out of 10. This would be such an amazing launch if all these palettes were consistent. It's not just me who had these problems. A lot of other people had the same problems, and a lot of other people didn't have those problems. You know, so it's kind of unfair that some people got their money's worth and some people didn't. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't worry, I'll be doing more looks with those palettes. It'll probably get to the point where you're like, Sasha, can you stop? I'm tired of seeing those palettes. And if that happens, just let me know and I'll switch it up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.